It's coming through an eye at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I see. Yeah, you can stop recording.
No worries.
Playing penalty advantage. D'Agostino, little chip over the top. He'll regather D'Agostino. They're inside the 22 for the first time, Waverley. They work away to the left through Kai Hill. Hill, dummies, tries to get his arms free, got a ball away. And referee Cameron will come back for the original penalty infringement for attacking the halfback, Max Tiley.
Yeah, just a bit of over-anxious defence by colleagues coming around, interfering with Tiley, and Tiley couldn't get the pass away. Penalised back on the 22-metre line. But D'Agostino, once again, saw he could play a free hand, did so with the chip regather, shifting to the left-hand side, trying to offload. That's what you'll see through Waverley's game. And here's a great attacking opportunity, not taking the points for goal, going into the corner.
So D'Agostino plugs it into the corner. And he makes his way up to 5 metres out. Waverley will look for a six-man set with Marco Moretti playing halfback. They go to the front through Hassani. The ball's there for Winch and they drive it on. Ball's been sacked. Winch goes and scoots to the left. He's just short. He's centimetres short. He's very close to the line. Angus Cameron's on the spot and first try to Waverley. It was a well-set, well-formed line-out. They didn't compete, colleagues. They threw to the front through Hassani. And Waverley secure first points in the Barbour Cup Grand Final.
Yeah, and well-constructed, great drive, took their opportunities, put the ball in the corner, won, constructed the ball, did it very well. Thought Winch might have gone, he came off the back, thought he might have gone in too high, giving colleagues a chance to shut him down, but it was good support play, getting them over, and we'll see just here the ball coming in very simply at number 2. Winch grabs hold of it, down towards the back, holds on. Here's where I think he might have got a little high, couldn't be held back by the defence. A little bit of phase play, and Waverley come away with the first points of the match, 5-0.
And the try scorer is the number 8, Marco Moretti. And it's going to be Connor Fitzgerald for Waverley, about 8 metres inside the near touchline. Taking it back to about 24 metres out to try and add the extras to take it out to a 7-point ball game. And unfortunately, he can't slice it back in from left to right. So the score remains 5-0 here, early minutes in the Barbour Cup.
Yeah, colleagues won't be too unhappy about that. Obviously, you don't want to try scored against you early in a grand final, but they've tested Waverley. They know where they can go. They need to get the ball down into Waverley's territory, construct their own phases, take the fight back to the boys from Bondi.
Just running through the Waverley side very quickly, it's Markham with the skipper Winch at hooker and Santa Maria in the front row. Allen and Hassani lock the scrum with Fletcher Brown, Ben Daly and Marco Moretti making up the back row. The two Maxes, Max Tiley and Max D'Agostino, the halves pairing with Hill and Kite in the midfield, and Fitzgerald, Maguire and Moores making up the back three. They're coached by Sam Jackson, as Still jumps to the air and captures the ball for colleagues. There's Andronicus, his first carry for the morning. They work around the corner through Oscar Cheel. Options either side for Anderson. Chooses to go to Wilkinson on the right. There's Ridley. Nice ball away to the 15 in Bragg. Ball's loose and Wilkinson dives on. Anderson dives on, in fact. Sloppy ball and Waverley looked to have come up with it, but it was a knock forward by Waverley. So an attacking scrum for Colleagues, 15 out.
Yeah, just thought Colleagues were forcing it a little too hard down that right-hand side. They'd gone through nice 5 phases, still exceptional in regaining the ball for Colleagues from the kickoff, recycling through their 5 phases, then forcing it out wide. They just needed to hold in that 15 to 5 metre channel, recycle yet again, stretch Waverley's defence, come back to the left-hand side. They could have had them. But instead, they won't be disappointed too. Attacking scrum, 15 metres out. Where do they go here, Hammy? I'm thinking they go through the centres.
It's a flat backline set with Wilkinson. Campbell Duff in behind from the right winger, set up right behind Wilkinson. Ball's there for Anderson. Wilkinson. Short to Campbell Duff off the right wing. Does well, Duff. There's Turnbull. Good leg drive from Turnbull, but he's lost it. Unfortunate for Patrick Turnbull, who's held up high by the Waverley defence, and the ball's been stripped.
Yeah, Kite getting under and able to strip the ball from the attackers there, and they'll need to be careful of that ball security. That's twice they've let it go in the 22 for Colleagues, and Colleagues need to translate this visit to the 22 into points, not have a loose carry or turnover or knock forward ball. They've got to be conscious of just securing that so they can drive their phases and get clean, quicker ball from their phases.
These two sides have met twice in the regular season. Round 2, Colleagues defeated Waverley 13 points to 10, while in round 7, Waverley defeated Colleagues 27 points to 10. So it's 1-1. The scrum now, Waverley ball 5 out from their own line. Ball's at the back for Tilly. He plays out the back to D'Agostino, and he will find safety in the far touchline, and a nice touch finder, 35 out.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive kicking from inside your own goal line to come out 35 metres out. But again, puts the ball back into Colleagues' control. What do they do here? Do they take them on a drive, try and keep the Waverley forwards tight, or do they go to their back line? We've seen their centres attacking well, using the blindside winger. Let's see where they go.
Off the top from Andronicus, away to Wilkinson. There's Bragg, Sam Bragg, shrugs away from one. Needs some support at the breakdown. There it is for for Anderson. Slower ball for the Sky Blue. Zinzan still. Big body in midfield. Wiley Anderson, first scoot. Little scurry, needs some support at the breakdown. They pick and go around the edge. Lawson gets into acting half. Matt Wilkinson tried to grubber it in behind, and it's a turnover ball. D'Agostino doesn't want to play any footy out of his own end. Sam Bragg now's got some work to do. Beats the first. Comes to Kai Hill and taken down just short of halfway. Still getting through a lot of work with his carries in the first 10 minutes. Wilkinson. Wider pass out to Will Smith. Ball goes in behind and Wilkinson comes again. Puts boot to ball. Now it's Fitzgerald. Now that's Connor Moore's in 15. Winch. One pass wider. Nice little tip on to Kite. This is better football from Waverley. Playing penalty advantage through referee Cameron. Hassani, flat-footed behind the advantage line. Does well, beats the first. Still comes at him again, but they'll come back to the original infringement, not releasing the tackled player, and it's a penalty to Waverley about 26 metres out from the Colleagues line.
That was a pretty impressive passage of play by Waverley. They went through their cycle of phases, but each phase they were making metres. Then they have instituted a great break, were able to get down on the left-hand side of the field. It's what D'Agostino puts it into touch, and this again gives them an attacking platform. But in the way they're just going through their phases, getting the metres, building the metres, something the defence from Colleagues is going to have to shut down, and Colleagues are going to have to treasure this ball a little more than they are.
So we're just waiting for a ball on the far side of the field. Hope you're enjoying our coverage on New South Wales Rugby TV. A big day of Division 1 Grand Finals. After this, we will go into the Barbour Cup, which will see Waverley again play St Pat's, and then the big one at 3 o'clock, the Kentwell Cup Grand Final, that will see Colleagues up against Hunters Hill. Ball goes over the back, and Waverley secure. Winch now wider to Tilly, who passes to D'Agostino. Quick ball, Moretti away to Moores. Good expansive ball movement here from Waverley. Ball's at the back for Tilly. There's the 7, Ben Daly. 15 short of the line. Now to D'Agostino. One pass wider to Dan Allen. Work around the corner through D'Agostino. Sees some space in behind. There's no one in there. Is the ball going to run dead? It is. It beats them over the line, but Max D'Agostino identified some space. The fullback wasn't at home, and it was certainly the right play if the ball wasn't too deep.
Well, this is exactly what Waverley are doing so well. They're bringing the ball to both sides of the field, creating those gaps in between the backline defenders. D'Agostino saw an opportunity. The fullback, as you said, Homer, not in place, no cover there. D'Agostino just overweighting the kick. Everything else about that play was perfect. Just the weight of the kick, that little bit too much. And now Colleagues will feed the scrum, but they're in a tough position here. I was thinking in the first 5 minutes, it's all been Colleagues with possession, and the last 5 minutes, it's all Waverley.
Just noting the size of the in-goal here, Morrow. They've actually shortened over the years here at Milner.
Yeah, that's true. I notice it's probably just on the 5 metre, 6 metre distance. But even that kick from D'Agostino, I think, still would have gone out in most dead balls.
So Colleagues just need to execute a fraction better with ball in hand. Wiley Anderson with the feed. A good scrum from Waverley. And Anderson looks to clear through the right boot, only to find Connor Moores, the 15. He links up with D'Agostino. D'Agostino looks to play, shapes to pass, now gets a ball away to Kai Hill. Hill does well. Back to D'Agostino in the pocket. Finds some space in behind Bagley. He's giving chase. He's got some sky blue jerseys there to help him, but beautiful tackle there from the 11, Connor Fitzgerald. And D'Agostino identified the space, and on this hard turf it just rolled away from Lockie Bagley, but a beautiful chase there from the Waverley winger. It was actually Jai Maguire in the 14.
What a chase. I mean, that's the sort of chases that coaches dream of. Having a player chase a kick through, and you know the old adage, your kick is only as good as your chase. Well, how good was that kick? Simply because Maguire realised there's an opportunity. The ball was rolling on a firm surface. He was able to chase the receiver down, tackle him in the end goal. Waverley, 5 metre scrum, their feed, looking to go wide here, Hamo.
So D'Agostino has Hill at 12 and Kite 13, the centre partnership, at his disposal. 5 metres out. Scrum's been good from Waverley in the opening 15 minutes. D'Agostino plays short to Kite. Inside 5. Winch, the skipper. Just a little pick and go around the edge. They go the same way. Ball's there at the back for Waverley. Moretti, little tip off to Daly. They're close. Moretti goes again, looking for his second. He's very, very close. Angus Cameron's on the spot. Be hard pressed to award that, though.
I think you'd be very lucky to award that. He'll come back, set piece play. Check with his AR. But what's working really well for Waverley again in the last few minutes, the 2 scrums we've just seen on the far side where they really did get on top of the front row, and just a few moments ago the set piece play from the 5 metre, and he's awarded it.
He's awarded
the try.
it. Moretti's over for his second in the Barbour Cup Grand Final. So Angus Cameron had a chat with his assistant referee Jack Larkin on the far side of the field. So Moretti gets his second here in the Barbour Cup Grand Final. Waverley go out to a 10 points to 0 lead only after 15 and a half minutes here at TG.
Yeah, well, I'll put that down to the scrum that was on the 5 metre line. Good control, good solid platform for the Waverley halfback there, to Tilly to clear to his back line, go through a few phases. Then they tighten it up, which I thought was a nice change of tactics. When they're close within that goal area, they just tightened it up, brought it back to a pick and go a couple of times. It just pick and went once. All they had to do was get over that line, which after some consultation between Angus Cameron and his AR, awarded the try.
As you said in the intro, Morrow, Max D'Agostino, he's the conductor, he's the orchestrator of everything that's good that's happening in the first 15 minutes for Waverley.
He's a star player there, but been so well supported by his other backs, and that'll get that through. But his other backs are working with him so well, and there just seems to be good coordination, good cohesion within the back line of Waverley. Now it's time for colleagues. They have to respond next. They really do. At this point in time, they need to be the next to put any points on the board.
10-point ball game here, Barbour Cup Grand Final. We're 16 minutes in. Unfortunately, Fitzgerald couldn't land the extras.
Now, let's hope that doesn't come back to bite them. That was a good position, and would say a relatively easy kick because he does kick very well. But missing those 2 points, well, let's hope it doesn't turn the game.
Charlie Woodhouse to get us back underway here. It's a nice kick. Kite tries to fly high. It's taken there by Hassani. Willing defence here from the Sky Blues. D'Agostino in the pocket. They play to him, little juggle. Does well, goes on the left boot this time. There's the 14 in Campbell Duff. Nice ball from Wilkinson. What can colleagues construct? Playing penalty advantage for offside here. Anderson plays short to Wilkinson. Grubbers in behind. There'll be no advantage there, so referee Cameron will come back to the original offside right on the 40.
Yeah, Fletcher Brown from Waverley just caught offside, a little too eager, coming forward to defend in the centre area. And good on him because he's identified that's an area that colleagues do like attacking. Their midfield centres, sending them through as often as possible. Brown just getting off the line a little bit too quickly. It's also interesting to see colleagues bringing it down the short side time and time again. They're plugging down that right-hand side. They must think there's some gap, there's some room to take Waverley all over to one side before bringing it back. So just we'll keep an eye on whether that tactic continues, just pushing down that right-hand side.
Archie Lawson with the throw. 7-man set for colleagues. 10 metres out. They throw up Ollie Andronicus. It goes over the back, but it's secured by the Sky Blues. Ball's there at the back. Pick and go work. They're inside 5 now, colleagues. And another knock on, and Morrow, that's for the third time. They've had good field position, but a small skill error in good territory lets them down again.
Just trying to work out what is not working for them, and they're just asking themselves that same question. I think they're leading just a little bit too much space on their pick and goes. Waverley putting pressure in, able to slow down the ball to create a little bit more pressure on colleagues than colleagues have been able to put on Waverley when Waverley have been doing the pick and go down the other end. So they just need to be a little bit tighter, a little bit more together, and we're just going to have a little break here for from blood bin attention. But they just need to control that ball at the breakdown, have the patience, no need to rush it all, but they haven't. They got overexcited and played the knock on.
Colleagues are coming off a very impressive year. They were minor premiers. They've won 12 out of 14. They're coached by Peter Manukas and Ben Wood. And interestingly to note, Coach Manukas and Wood partnered together to win 3 Barbour Cups in 03, 05 and 06 before Coach Peter Manukas went and coached the Burke Cup side. And they've come back together again this year, and they've had another successful season together.
Yeah, and that's a great coaching record, isn't it? And getting the Barbour Cup to colleagues a few times on those occasions. They'd love to see it one more, obviously, today, but their season has been outstanding. I think you'd have to say they are the form team all year with their record of wins. 12 wins, 2 defeats, 58 points. I mean, that is pretty impressive. But equally, Waverley, good challenges, running second, 11 and 3. This is what grand finals are. 1 versus 2, 2 good teams. pushing it, fighting it out to go home with the Barbour Cup.
We really have seen a high-quality Barbour Cup this year. For the top 5 teams, there's been nothing really separating them. Even Mossman only narrowly, well, they drew to Knox in the first week of the finals, and Knox only narrowly lost to Colleagues last week. Waverley looking to get out of their own end. They throw up Kai Hill, hands off to Kite. Kite does well, and there's Ben Daly. Pick and go from Moretti. Nice little tip-off, but knocked down by the 13, Sam Ridley. And referee Cameron says the first knock-on came from Waverley. So it will be a colleague scrum centre field and a nice attacking option here.
Yeah, there might have been a hand in there, but what I'm impressed with is the confidence of a Waverley side. Yes, they're 10-0 up, but they're just playing with the confidence to run it from their own line, go through a couple of handoffs and offloads inside their 22. If that's the confidence they're bringing in the first 20 minutes of a Barbour Cup Grand Final, what will they be doing in the last 20 minutes?
So a 4-2 split, 4 on the right, top of screen, 2 to the near side with Bragg and the 11, Lockie Bagley. Wilkinson's on the right with Woodhouse, the skipper, Ridley and Duff. Another good scrum from Waverley. Ball spits out and Waverley secure the penalty.
This is where the Waverley dominance up front is really beginning to show. That's 3 set scrums that Waverley have really taken the fight to Colleagues. And if you go man for man, I would think that the Colleagues pack is much bigger than the Waverley pack, but the Waverley technique is getting them on top, and it's paying off for them.
D'Agostino finds the line.
I might have been speaking too soon, but he just inched over that touchline to get an attacking position 40 metres out from the Colleagues line. Height advantage to Colleagues in the line out, so Waverley are going to shorten the line out. 4-man.
We're just waiting on Ben Daly returning back onto the field, so it'll be a 5-man set. Daly off the top. Tilly, D'Agostino plays out the back to Hill. Hill beats the first. Finds Moores. Moores has got a 2-on-2 situation. Chips over the top, finds some space, but it's found the touch on the full. And it was opening up nicely there for Waverley. Just like to see Moores use ball in hand there rather than go to the boot.
Yeah, maybe so, but I'm going to encourage them because this is the attacking style of footy you want. Quick ball off the line out, through the hands, great ball all out in front of all the receivers. Yeah, maybe hang on to it, maybe not, but they're taking the fight to Colleagues.
Full line out set. Andronicus wins at the top. There's Wiley Anderson. They revert to the pick and go, and it's Will Smith. There's the 8 and Turnbull. Slow ball coming for Anderson. Work around the corner with Andronicus. Good defence here from Waverley. Now they play out the back to Wilkinson. And he looks to exit, only to find D'Agostino, who will link up with the 15, Connor Moores. And he'll look to run. There's something out here on the right. Moores beats the first, comes to Andronicus, gets away from him. There's Hassani. D'Agostino in the pocket really deep, and then tries to go for a torpy. Only to find Sam Bragg. Bragg's got Duff out wide, goes wider to Ridley. But the ball's been passed forward, although I think Marco Moretti could be in a bit of strife here, Morrow. Yep. He's caught Bragg high and late.
And late, yes. We'll have a bit of a discussion on this. See, there'll be a report from the assistant referee on one side who will have seen it very, very clearly. And it'll be a real shame if the card... Look, it certainly deserves a penalty, probably deserves a yellow, but I hope it's nothing more severe because that takes away from the grand final and potentially
Here's the replay here, Morrow. Yeah, he picked him up. It was late.
Late. I don't think it was dangerous. He landed on his shoulder. I don't think his legs came up above the horizontal. So I think penalty, and maybe no, he's going to the pocket. So it looks like 10 minutes.
It's Marco Moretti in 8. He scored 2 tries in the opening 26 minutes in this Barbour Cup Grand Final. As Morrow, we're seeing some light rain falling here at TG Milner. We had bright sunshine when I arrived this morning, 23 degrees.
Yeah.
And now we've got a little sprinkle as Moretti's leaving the field for 10 minutes.
In fact, it was quite hot during the 4th grade game, so a little bit of cloud cover came in very handy. But just a couple of sprinkles throughout the day, but I don't think we're in for any rain. I think we'll be in for some very fast, fine footy.
So big opportunity here for colleagues as they're making a couple of changes as Fred Regan, the number 16, is coming on for colleagues. And also number 17, Tom Wickham, is also coming on. So after 26 minutes, the Coach Manukas and Coach Wood are making some changes for colleagues.
Yes, and it'll be interesting to see what these players bring.
Still flies high, so there's a positional change there for Still. He's now jumping in the line out. Ball's there at the back for Anderson. Wilkinson into the middle here with Oscar Cheel. They need some quicker ball. Ball comes out to Wilkinson, options either side, goes inside to Regan as the rain is getting heavier here at TG Milner. Zinzan Still, nice little tip on to Cheel. Wilkinson, Grubbers in behind. Moores collects, beats the first, does well Connor Moores. Deep in the pocket is D'Agostino, goes to the left boot and finds the line, does it well. They exit well, the Waverley boys.
Yeah, that's D'Agostino's boot again, just getting him out of that little bit of trouble, and good attacking options there by colleagues, really trying to move the ball through the hands a bit and test Waverley in the last 10 minutes of this half, and they could do it well, but as I say, they need to be on the board. It's 10-0 to Waverley, 2 tries by Moretti. Moretti is off the field at the moment with a yellow card, so this is where colleagues need to strike.
Up they fly with Andronicus, but referee Cameron said he caught it on his right shoulder, the outside shoulder, and it'll be a scrum feed to Waverley. So that relieves the pressure somewhat for Waverley with only 14 men on the park, and Marco Moretti will return in the early minutes of the second half. But it's just that execution from the Sky Blues in the opening half that's really let them down when they've had good field position to play.
Yes, that's right. And I think, again, we might be putting the curse on again, but I think we're going to see Waverley attack from this position. They are a man down. They don't want to be going into one-on-one competitions because they'll lose that one. So, therefore, if they can stretch the colleagues' backline, which they've been doing, they're playing with the confidence to do it. Let's see if they come back, play a couple of phases, then look for a field position to end up in the 22.
They certainly have been willing to use the ball out of their own end before they defer to D'Agostino's left boot. Now they throw up Hill in midfield. Good strong run from Kai Hill in 12. They play to D'Agostino early on second phase. He goes straight down the middle up high. Wiley Anderson knocks the ball back. Now here's Duff and Bragg. Bragg's met. Good defence there from Kite. Colleagues secure the ball. There's Oscar Cheel. Good run from Cheel. They need some momentum and some quick ball. Anderson has it, finds Wilkinson. Picks it up off his feet. And unfortunately, the right boot couldn't keep it in the field of play. D'Agostino wants to play quickly. Skipper Winch was there with the opportunity. But I think wisely they choose not to do that, and they just slow the play down and try and take some time out of the clock with Moretti off the park.
Yeah, just a few things not quite clicking there for colleagues. So maybe a little bit tired in the first half. Just not good ball delivery, forcing it onto the boot, and the boot with the kick overcooked.
Five-man set line out. There's Hassani off the top. D'Agostino in the midfield with Kite. Work back to the left with D'Agostino. Beats the first, beats a second as well, jumps off the left. There's the 6 in Fletcher Brown. They've had some good workers in the pack, the Waverley boys. Ball's there for Tilly and Markham, Tyson Markham. Keeping it in tight, Waverley with Moretti off the park. D'Agostino calling for it now. Plays one pass to Kai Hill, who puts boot to ball and can only find Bagley. Bagley does well. Support arrives, but not soon enough, and Bagley's been done for holding on at the base.
Well, put that down again to a kick that wasn't, not the strongest kick, but once again, Maguire's chase, making the tackle. You had him supported by Sam Ridley, who came in for Waverley, forcing and competing at the turner, forcing colleagues to concede the penalty, and now here's another opportunity to go deep into the 22 for colleagues.
With the exception of D'Agostino, who looks like he can really kick a football, the kicking has been a bit ho-hum.
Yeah, a little bit ho-hum. I was surprised, actually, D'Agostino offloaded that ball to Hill to kick. I thought D'Agostino was in the perfect position to drive down into the 22, but they've got almost the same result.
5-man line out. Luca Winch, the skipper, with the throw just outside the 22 for Waverley, looking for more points with Moretti off the field, but the ball goes over, taken by Fred Regan in 16 for Colleagues. Does well, Regan. Now, what can Colleagues put together? Only 2 minutes before half-time, and again, they've lost it.
We'll go back for the line out, not in straight. So this will be a Colleagues feed. As you say, with 2 minutes, what do Colleagues do? Do they chance the arm in the last minute or two here, Homo, or just play safely, go in 10 points down? It's 2 tries to Waverley at the moment, to no score from Colleagues. Maybe they'll just take it safely into the half-time area, but they've got to be aware that the pressure will come from the Waverley defence.
I think they've got to play football at the right end of the park and start getting into their pattern of play, which they've been unable to do in the opening 33 minutes. Ball's there for Anderson, spits out. Tilly was harassing him, but he was offside.
Good pressure. Tilly just getting around a little bit too far, ending up in front of the ball, harassing his opposite number, Anderson, and not, unfortunately, doing it legally.
Nice kick from the skipper, Charlie Woodhouse. Gets it to 42 metres out from the Waverley line. Probably their last opportunity on the stroke of half-time here. Let's see what Colleagues can conjure up.
Full line out for Colleagues.
Right in front of our commentary position here. It's Archie Lawson with the throw. There's Wickham in 17, the replacement player. Away to Wilkinson. Wider pass to Bragg. There's Duff. Duff carries into contact. It's a penalty for a high shot on Campbell Duff. Better execution there from Colleagues.
Yes, it was. Much better execution. Starting at the line out. Nice ball. Wickham, very impressive on a jump, and clean ball to his halfback, and then they shifted it wide again, going through. They'll have another opportunity here. Forming, by the looks of it, a 8-man or a 7-man line out. Do they go for the drive here, Homo? 15, 18 metres out. Last minute of the half. Or do they shift it to their outside backs?
I'd like to see Charlie Woodhouse have a bit more football. Fortunately, they can't secure the ball, although Oscar Cheel comes up with it. Gets the ball away to Wilkinson. And now Wilkinson's 8 metres out on the stroke of half-time. Little pick and go around the edge by Fred Regan. They're inside 5 now. They chip away on the left-hand side. Ball slow. They pick and go around the left again. There's Turnbull. Options either side of the ruck here for Wiley Anderson. It's opening up on the right-hand side. Wilkinson's calling for it now. They still bang away on the edge. Pick and go away to the right. Ball's there for Wiley Anderson if he wants it. There's Fred Regan. They're 2 metres out. Wilkinson calls for it. He takes one off the edge. Nice and direct. They pick and go again around the right-hand side. They'll be hard to stop. Angus Cameron's right there on the spot and says they've been held up over the line. So we'll have a goal line dropout right on the stroke of half-time. Although Angus Cameron is having a chat with his assistant referee, Jack Larkin. They say that he's been held up over the line, and that's time.
That is half-time. Dodged a bullet, you have to say. And I've got to say, colleagues in that last passage of play was so much tighter on their pick and go, so much more patience in getting that done. But full credit there to the Waverley defence. Phase after phase they defended. Colleagues shifted it wide. The defence in the inner backs was good from Waverley once again. And then the final hold-up over the line just proved the attitude about their defence is spot on. So well done to both sides in that attacking period. Let's see what happens in the next 35.
Half-time here at TG Milner in Barbour Cup Grand Final. It's Waverley 10 over Colleagues. Neil will break and have the second half shortly. Welcome back to Barbour Cup Grand Final action. It's Waverley 10 lead Colleagues 0 and Morrow in the two camps. You would have thought that coach Sam Jackson for Waverley would be very happy with the opening first 35 minutes.
I would have thought so, Homer, but I also think he'd be demanding just that little bit more from his players to try and put this game away in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the second half. Meanwhile, for the Colleagues guys, complete your sets. It sounds rugby league, doesn't it? But complete your phases. Just go through the gears. Get some continuity going. Hang on to the ball. Secure it a bit better than you have been, and we can take this fight to Waverley.
Well, the good news for Colleagues is they're only 10 points to 0 down. They really should be probably 20 points to 0 down the way they've played in the opening 35, and there's still a chance of claiming the Barbour Cup. It's going to be Colleagues running left to right of screen in the sky blue. They're only 10 points to 0 down as referee Angus Cameron calls time on this one, and it goes down to Waverley. They can't come up with it. Ball looks like it's travelled forward, and it's an accidental offside, so it'll only be a scrum, but a great opportunity and a great start for Colleagues.
Yeah, it was. You might want to consider that could have been on a penalty as well. I'm sure one of the Waverley players was caught in an offside position. Accidental or not, if you catch the ball in that spot, you are offside, but Angus Cameron, the referee, has been a little bit generous and at the start of the half. But again, it comes back to something we noticed in the grand finals last week, Division 2. You must secure your kickoff. It's just the essential thing. You would think it's a given. The number of tries or possession we've seen turn back over from not doing it can prove costly.
So Colleagues all set up. Backline out to the right-hand side. Wilkinson, Woodhouse and Ridley. With Bagley set up in behind Wilkinson, the 10. Need to see a little bit more out of Matt Wilkinson, the 10, to direct traffic in this next second half.
Well, Wilkinson will also be saying to his forwards, I think, you've got to give me better ball than you've been giving me at the moment. It's just not been clean. It's been delayed. It throws his timing out. He needs to be able to control his outside backs. He can't do it at the moment. Too much pressure from the Waverley pack.
Better scrum here from Colleagues. Anderson, Wilkinson, wider pass to Ridley. They've got numbers out here on the right if they can use it. Beautiful pass. They set Duff alight on to Campbell Duff in the right-hand corner. Beautiful pass from Sam Bragg, and it's a try and a beautiful hit back from Colleagues. And boy, they needed it after the first half that they had. But a perfect backline movement. It was a wide pass out to Ridley, who found Sam Bragg, and it was one pass out wider to the 14, Campbell Duff, and he does the rest.
And where does it come from? The set-piece play. That was a very solid Colleagues scrum. It put some pressure back on the Waverley pack. It meant that Anderson could get clean ball to Wilkinson, and there we see Duff just going over in the corner. But it all started from that great solid set-piece scrum, went through the hands, Wilkinson onto the front foot, through Woodhouse, Ridley offloaded, brought in two defenders to outside, gave Duff clear passage to the line, and over he went. That's exactly the start the Colleagues were after. That's exactly the start the coaches wanted, and that is a nice wake-up call also for Waverley.
It looks like Marco Moretti is now back on in the number 8 for Waverley, so we're back on even terms, 15 on 15, as the skipper Woodhouse can't convert from the right-hand touchline. So it's 10 points to 5. A nice hit back from the minor premiers Colleagues.
And I think that's the most continuous passing chain we've seen from Colleagues in the whole match so far, and they just got it right because Wilkinson was able to get his pass cleanly. He was able just to go forward that little bit, get the whole back line going forward. Good hands.
Connor Moores with the kick-off. And Zinzan still flies high, but can't capture the ball off the kick-off. And Morrow, we come back to these restarts. It's set piece. A kick-off is a set piece, essentially. And time again, we see teams turn over the ball off the kick-off.
It's the one thing you have to switch on to. You've just scored. Tend to drop your concentration a little. You've got to actually increase it, because these kick-off receptions, if not secured, can really hurt you. Good battle of the two packs at the moment. Waverley dominated early. Colleagues are coming back. What happens in this half?
Tilly with the feed. Ball at the back there. D'Agostino. Short ball to the 13 in Patrick Kite. Been really strong in the opening 35. And it looks like a side entry there from Waverley. I think it was the 12 Kai Hill coming in from the side. And the penalty is awarded to colleagues.
Yeah, and just not quite getting the accuracy right at the breakdown. They needed to do that, Waverley. Just needed to be a little bit more solid in their contact at the breakdown, and that's handed the ball back to colleagues, just short of the halfway line. And you'd think more of the same through this colleagues' back line if we can secure a strong ball, and whether it be through the new jumpers who have come on, and we've seen a number of those make a distance. It's we've said young Wickham really taking charge of this. Can he get the back line moving fast?
Archie Lawson with the throw. Throws to Wickham, does well off the top. Anderson to Wilkinson. Short ball in midfield to Oscar Cheel. They'll come back short side with Zinzan still. Good run from Zinzan. There's Pat Turnbull. All happening behind the ad line. Slow ball again for Anderson. And they come back again to Still. He wants another carry. Same position on the park. They're not advancing the football anywhere. And now they go again with Oscar Cheel. Similar pattern. Now to Wilkinson. Slow ball. Beats Kai Hill. Now they look wide to the left wing and Bagley. He chips over Moores. Ball stays in. Moores has got some work to do. Moore skips away to the left, turns D'Agostino under. There's some space here for Max D'Agostino. D'Agostino into the backfield. He's got space on his right. He finds Hill. Hill, one to beat, chips in field. There's Moretti jogging on the spot. Ball's gone forward by Marco Moretti. He was looking for his third in the Barbour Cup Grand Final, but it all came from a beautiful bit of play from Connor Moores, turning D'Agostino under and getting into the backfield.
Oh, well, that's just sensational. Nothing against colleagues, but I would have loved to have seen that try completed, because that would go down as one of the subbies tries of the year. D'Agostino, how quick is he? Moores turned him. D'Agostino found the space, then put his foot down. He had support very quickly into place. We see him taking off down the sideline, looks for his option. Beautiful ball to Maguire. Maguire turns it around, looking for support. The kick, was it the right thing to do? Maybe, maybe not. And it's just the hand here that knocks it forward. And sadly, that movement comes apart. But what a try.
I think it was a great try. It was a great play from Jai Maguire. He identified the space in field, and they actually had more Waverley jerseys there. If that ball bounces, Moretti's in for his third.
Yep. Maybe just that hand shouldn't have gone in, but who's to tell a player that when he sees a bouncing ball with 10 metres to the line, and you're going to have a try, attempt to gather it in and score. But what an impressive piece of play by Waverley.
10 points to 5 here. You're watching New South Wales Rugby TV. It's Barbour Cup Grand Final. Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison in commentary. Hope you're enjoying the action, no matter where you are watching us on New South Wales Rugby TV, and it's colleagues with a scrum 12 metres out from their own line, and Waverley a great scrum again. Ball spits out Wilkinson. He looks to bang it down the right-hand side. Finds Connor Moores. Moores lets it bounce a few times. Takes his time and just bangs it straight back downfield, only to find Wiley Anderson. Shifts away to Zinzan Still. Beats the first, beats the second. Can he link up? Pass goes to no one, and Ridley will just see it over the far touchline, but it opened up. Still, it got in behind him after he'd beaten a couple, and an opportunity goes missing again for colleagues.
Yes, it still was very impressive. He took that ball forward, beat the first tackler, made some space, and was looking for an outside back to be involved. They didn't just link with him.
Waverley off the top, and
not in straight,
so it'll be a scrum on the 15 to the Sky Blues.
Very impressive scrum again from Waverley. We saw just a few moments ago when they were against the feed, just putting on the big 8-man shove, really putting on some pressure on the colleagues pack then. This has been where the real battle has been at set-piece play. You can tell Waverley just on top of the moment. Colleagues fought back in the middle of the game. And this is where the last 10, 15 minutes is really going to count. We'll see what happens at this battle, because colleagues will want clean ball. Do Waverley go the shove again?
And will colleagues look to use the ball in their outside channels through Sam Ridley and Bragg and Duff? Ball's gone back from Wiley Anderson. He was harassed there from Tilly. Slower ball. Wilkinson in the pocket. He wants to jam it down the right-hand side, only to find Max D'Agostino. He goes to the air with the left boot. Anderson can't come up with it, but Maguire can for Waverley. Daly arrives on the scene. And colleagues coming in through the side and off their feet.
Yeah, well, you could almost argue that was a professional foul or something that just should not have taken place. I mean, it's too tempting, of course, when the ball just sits there for you, for the colleagues' defenders to try and snap up. But that robbed Waverley a little bit of continuity there.
D'Agostino finds the line, 8 metres out from colleagues' line, as we see Papali Afoa coming on in jersey number 19. Looks like he will be replacing Fletcher Brown in 6. There could be a little reshuffle there.
Not a bad man to have on if you're thinking about driving the ball or hitting up, perhaps. One off D'Agostino.
Off the top from, no, they look to drive with Allen. Ball's at the back there for Luca Winch, the skipper.
It's Papali'i Afoa with the ball.
They're inside 5 now, Waverley. Papali'i Afoa will be hard to hold out. There's Moretti looking for the pick and go, and I think he's there. Marco Moretti gets a hat-trick in the Barbour Cup Grand Final. It was too easy. It was laid on from a nice rolling maul that went to ground, only centimetres out from the colleagues' line. And Marco Moretti will score the easiest of tries here in the Barbour Cup Grand Final, and they get it out to 15 points to 5.
Well, Papali'i Afoa might feel a little cheated there because he had the ball in his hands, but Moretti coming in, so I'll have a third, give the ball to me, I'll get over. And he got there, as we see, good feet coming from the top, nicely laid back, just well constructed, good patience here. There was no rushing, no panic. Papali'i Afoa joins, gets the drive on, gets within about a metre of the line, and somehow Moretti comes out of that pack. D'Agostino adding his weight. Then we get Moretti just patient at the back, darts forward, and he's over for a third try in a grand final. They're the grand finals you remember, Damo.
That was unfortunate for Archie Lawson, the number 2 for colleagues. He just failed to keep his feet and keep his balance. They're right on the goal line, and Marco Moretti looked up and seized that opportunity. And now an important kick here for Connor Moores to get it out to a 12-point ball game. So Moores is unsuccessful, and Waverley are 0-3. As we've got more replacements coming on, and it looks like Fred Regan, the 16, is coming off.
Yep.
And also Tom Wickham, the 17, is coming off, and they're replaced by Charlie Rutledge, the 5, and Trent Ryan in 6 are coming back on the field. So an interesting rotation there in the pack. Ball goes down to D'Agostino, who's been sensational in the first 50 minutes of this one. Ball's there for Waverley, just outside the 22. They look to play before they exit. Moores is parked in the pocket. Tilly plays to him. Not a great strike from Connor Moores, although Angus Cameron has said the ball has been taken back, and that's a correct call. They did play footy from outside their own 22.
Yep. That's quite right. That's just a bit of game management. Not quite right. The Waverley, Luca Winch, the captain, arguing the toss with Angus Cameron. But no, they received it, played 2 phases, went over the 22, passed it back to Moores in the pocket. Moores took it out on the full. It's colleagues' feed, 20 metres out.
Great opportunity here for colleagues to hit back. Full set. They throw up the 5 in Rutledge. They look to roll on. Ball's at the back there for Cheel. It's taken to ground. Anderson, Wilkinson picks up around his knees. Loose ball. It's been towed ahead, but nice trap there from Campbell Duff. Steps off the right. Does well, Duff. Needs to hold his feet for his support to arrive. It does so now. Anderson away to Turnbull in midfield. Works to a knee. Needs to be released. Sloppy ball there, but Smith does well to pick up on the bounce. There's Cheel again. They come off the line. Wilkinson asking for it to go left. They go to Andronicus. 15 in from touch, only 15 out. They work around the corner with Will Smith. Nice pass to Bagley. Bagley steps off the left and does well to stay in. Now they work back through Trent Ryan. Well met from Papali'i-Afoa in midfield. Quicker ball now for Turnbull. This is better play from colleagues. They're within 5. Ball's there for Anderson. He throws up Zinzan Steele. Quick ball. Nice pick and go from Smith. They're a metre away. Can colleagues hit back? Anderson at the base. Works to Steele again. Cheel with the pick and go. Colleagues boys are embracing.
Yep,
I'm not sure what the hold-up is. Maybe referee Cameron's going to go and have a chat with assistant referee Mackay.
I thought they were short, but there'll be a bit of discussion, and it looks like a try is there. No, knock on.
Well, it's disappointing because it was really building nicely there for the colleague side.
Well, colleagues might be disappointed, but they can't worry about it. We'll just see the hit up. It's going to be very difficult to see whether that ball was in fact knocked on just about here, I would think.
Yeah, there it is. Ball's lost forward.
Yep.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it was a good call.
And referee Angus Cameron was in a great position to adjudicate that.
Just knocked forward on contact, but colleagues have just got to get on with it now. So, yep, we're disappointed. Wish it had been a try. It wasn't. Look where we are. Let's put some pressure on in this scrum here. Put pressure on the kicker. Put the pressure back on Waverley completely. Let's come back down here and turn that 5 points into a 7. Taking forward. Just a nice bit of space. Good game.
Waverley looking to exit through Hill, and now they play out the back to D'Agostino. That reliable left boot will find the touchline on the far side. Lockie Bagley can't do anything about that. So a nice exit there from Waverley.
Yeah, I think D'Agostino would have liked a few more metres from his boot in that one. He needed just to get over that 40-metre line to really take some pressure off the Waverley defence. But now it's colleagues with the throw-in. Shorter line out, still going up.
Still flies high. Anderson away to Wilkinson. Wider pass to Ridley, but again the execution lets them down, and luckily they come back to a penalty advantage. But Morrow, they've really got to sharpen up on some of their passing, and particularly in the back line. It's got to be out in front.
It's got to be out in front, but it's got to start from their number 9, and it's got to go through the hands cleanly and quickly. At the moment, it's just not connecting between the outside backs and the inside backs, and that's hurting.
15 points to 5 here. Little over 12 minutes left in the Barbour Cup. Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison in commentary. Stay with us throughout the day. Got the Burke Cup at 1:20, followed by the big one, the Kentwell Cup, that features colleagues up against Hunters Hill. But colleagues with it all to do here in the Barbour Cup Grand Final. They're down by 10, 12 to go. Andronicus flies high, but it's secured by Papali'i-Afoa, who's been strong since he's been on. D'Agostino right on the dead ball line. I'm just banging in the touch. As we saw last weekend, it's quite difficult to get out of that pocket in the field on the far side.
Yeah, it is. Once you're down in that bottom right-hand corner for you as a defending team, it is tough to get out of. But again, we're just not seeing the connection between the Lawson throwing it in for colleagues and the execution of the line-out.
Up they go, loose ball for Anderson. He's got time to play to Wilkinson. Wider pass to Ridley. Ridley has Bragg and Duff on his outside. They need some help to secure this ball. Ridley does well at the breakdown. Ball's there for Anderson. There's Trent Ryan, just inside the 22. Wilkinson. Wider pass to Ridley. And then ball's gone forward again, and he's in an offside position, so it's a penalty to Waverley, and that relieves the pressure for the Waverley side.
Yeah, caught offside there, the lucky bounce of the ball, we've talked about it. But again, it's just the little handling mistakes that are putting pressure back on Colleagues. Colleagues set that place up to be inside on the 15-metre line. They had a 5-on-3, but threw the cutout ball to even up the numbers, and then they had to force their hands to try and make advantage of what they had, and it's cost them.
D'Agostino's kicked one up onto the roof.
Yep. Right above the commentary position. It felt like it was coming through there for a second.
So 5-man line out for Waverley. Luca Winch with the throw. Throws to the back.
Great execution.
Agostino. And it looks like Papali'ifo has gone without it. So Colleagues now. Good field position through Still. And he can't hold on to it. And Morrow, it's infectious.
I don't know, maybe it's the pace of the game with only a few more minutes to go in this until full time, but you've got to think that the pressure from both sides is, and the pace of the game and the end-to-end nature of it has just tired these players out, and once you tire, concentration tends to slip a little bit, and that's where both sides are costing themselves the opportunities they need to try and just close this gap. 15-5 at the moment to Waverley, 3 tries to Moretti. If Waverley Colleagues can score now, take it back to 15-12, that changes the whole complex of the last few minutes.
Colleagues are close enough, if good enough. Scrum, 30 out. Anderson to Wilkinson. Wide pass to Ridley. Ball goes in behind him again. It's gone back, says referee Cameron. Now the pass to Cheel. They need some forward momentum. They get it through Oscar Cheel, who gets it deep inside the 20. Still going. Finds a nice little pop pass. Now they're playing penalty advantage. Short ball again to Cheel. He's everywhere. Gets within 5. Colleagues look to play off the back. Here's Smith. He runs into Papali'ifo, who's held up high. Works to a knee. Must release. Ball's at the back there for Lawson. They work left. Good hands from Cheel. Bagley to Ridley, and Ridley's over. Lovely execution of pass from Bagley to Ridley. And within minutes, it didn't take them long to strike, but the execution, those 2 passes there on the left-hand side, see a try, and now it's a 5-point ball game.
It is exactly what I was talking about just a few moments ago. Simple through the hands, but well executed, and they took advantage of the short side without throwing a cutout pass. It was very simple through the hands here, and Ridley gets over in the corner. That's exactly what they needed. Just good execution, all connection through the back line, confidence in the hands of each other, and now, as you say, 15 points to 10, kick to come. How is this going to change? Now, there is a lot of pressure on the kicker here.
Well, we haven't seen a successful conversion yet.
Not at all.
We've seen 4 of them.
No, so Woodhouse will try and add the 2 extra points. And if he does that, the pressure on both sides to, first of all, secure the kick-off for Colleagues. Colleagues work their way back to a good field position. Then test Waverley's defence across the back line. And all they have to do is shoot for that penalty. 3 points, ties the game up. And it all depends. It's off the mark. He hasn't approached the ball, so he gets to reset. So the Barbour Cup between first place and second place teams in the whole competition. Exactly what we thought it may be, Hamo.
It's a nice strike. It's just missed to the near side.
Just to the side.
So score remains 15 points to 10 in favour of Waverley. 3 tries to 2. We haven't seen a converted try to date. And with only 7 minutes left, it's still anybody's game, Morrow. 7
minutes in a grand final is a long, long time. No hurry by Waverley to bring it back. But Colleagues will have the confidence now that they know if they can get down there, they can add the 5 points, maybe even 7.
If scores are level at full time, we go to 10 minutes each way extra time. Ball's down to Wilkinson. And good chase there by Patrick Kite. Didn't allow him much time. And that good chase from Kite only progresses the ball down 25 metres out from the sky blue line. So Waverley now have a chance to play some ball in some good field position. It'll be a 5-man set. Hassani's been a go-to man at the front, so too Daly. Five-man set. Jack Griffiths on in 18. Griffiths the halfback. Passes to D'Agostino. Papali Afoa in midfield. Will take some stopping. Now pick and go from Hassani. Slow ball. Ben Daly goes again, working to the right-hand side. Well met there by his opposite number, Oscar Cheel. But they had to release. Daly had got to a knee, and the tackle player, the tackler, had to release the ball carrier.
Yeah, I think it was Cheel who's had an almighty game for colleagues, just holding on that little bit. Perhaps he didn't hear the call from the referee, but his opposite number was trying to, Ben Daly was trying to get his knees to the ground. He did. Just didn't hear Angus Cameron's call and has been penalised. And now that gives Waverley the opportunity to add 3 more points. And you would think if they can add 3 more points here, take it out to an 18-10, that maybe colleagues are just beginning to run out a little bit of time to get 2 scores needed to win this match.
So we're going back to Fitzgerald, who is none from 2 with the first 2 attempts at goal. Connor Moore's tried to kick the third one, and now we're back to Connor Fitzgerald right in front of goal, and he's successful. So it's out to an 8-point ball game, courtesy of Connor Fitzgerald, the number 11, adding an extra 3.
Well, I come back to saying, and I hate to harp on the same point, but you've got to secure good clearance. First of all, you've got to secure the kickoff to you, then you've got to plan your exit to gain maximum yards, and colleagues in that instant weren't able to. Put the initiative back to Waverley. Waverley were able to take advantage.
There's D'Agostino, flies high. Was he taken in the air by Bagley? He was, and that's well officiated by Angus Cameron.
Yeah, just the timing, right? Nothing dangerous in the tackle, but just got to get your timing right on those things.
That's smart football from D'Agostino. He knows he has safety in the air. He cannot be tackled when his feet have left the ground.
Good contact. Again, he would have preferred a few more metres being added to that, but that takes them to halfway, and now it's up to Waverley to secure this ball from the line. They've been doing a very simple line-out execution, finding their go-to man in Hassani. He's secured the ball for them. Now they just need to hold on, take it down into colleagues' half. 5-man set again. They've been pretty consistent with that all day. They go to the back with Allen, and he secures. Griffiths, the halfback, plays to D'Agostino. Out the back to Hill. A wider pass there to Fitzgerald, who's in some space. Shields coming across, so too Turnbull. Turnbull wraps him up. And now, through Griffiths, they want to play. Moretti, Papalia Foa. Quicker ball now, D'Agostino sees some space on the right-hand side, but can only find Bragg, and he takes the mark. About 10 metres out from his own line. I like the idea. Maybe the high kick wasn't the option. The grubber in behind, that would have put far more pressure on Peel at fullback.
So number 22, Max Johnson's on for Waverley. Now, D'Agostino, they want to run. Makes it to 35, still going D'Agostino. Griffiths works back short side with the skipper Winch. Nice little handoff to Dan Allen, and he finds the 22. Looks like the number 22 for Waverley, Max Johnson, on the right-hand side. He's come on for Jai Maguire. He's just put a foot into touch, and that really would have iced the game there for Waverley.
Yes, and what I like that they're doing is they're going back to what was worked for them so well in the first half, which was ball in hand, go forward, attack, find the space, shift it, make the metres.
They go long to Zinzan still, and unfortunately Archie Lawson's throw is not straight. And they really need everything to go their way. 8 points down with only a few minutes left in this one, Morrow.
Look, I'm going to say I'm puzzled here. It was not in straight, which I suppose automatically means the line out has to be reset, or the set piece. You've got an option for a line out or a scrum. But I thought if we'd played on, Luca Winch would have picked up another try for Waverley. He secured that ball, got over the line, but there was no advantage. So in the end, it will be a 5-metre scrum. Waverley feeding. You'd have to think that they'll put the heavy shove on here, colleagues, and see if they can put this game to bed. Just a quick reset. Front row's not quite gelling all at once there, and colleagues will be very conscious of what's coming, which will be a very strong shove from the Waverley pack, but they're setting carefully. Concentration here. Waverley's option. New halfback on. Jack Griffiths halfback for Waverley. He'll be wanting to get a clean feed. Hold on to it with his number 8 at the back, which is Moretti. Could Moretti pick up a 4th try? It's an option here.
Griffiths with the feed. Ball's at the back. Play out to Hill. It's a bounce pass. Hill behind the advantage line, playing penalty advantage. Moretti's there. D'Agostino's in the pocket. Field goal could be an option here for Waverley. Still playing penalty advantage. Little pick and go. There's Moretti. He goes again. D'Agostino set up to the right. Play to him now. There's Kite. One more pass to Hill. Moores just short of the line. Waverley up by 8 here in the Barbour Cup Grand Final. Griffiths plays to Daly. Daly works to his knee. Support arrives. Ball's there for Moretti. Griffith has hands on. Now goes to Allen. Caught behind the advantage line. Colleagues off the line. Moretti has a little dart again. Gets his arms free. And they'll come back to the penalty. And you would think they will point to the post, Morrow, and that will be all she wrote.
Well, I wonder, will they chance the arm or will they take another scrum here? I think they may opt for a set-piece play, take the scrum, challenge Waverley, and then just in the end, what have they tooled here?
They've asked for the scrum.
Taking the scrum, and I actually applaud that. They've got a great 8-point margin here. They're on the 5-metre line. Their scrum has been solid. They've got a chance to really just eat up a few more minutes here in setting the scrum. And we see Finn Medley coming on for Waverley. And I like the call. I think they're in a good position to do this. Perhaps it's Moretti who say, come on, give me a chance. I want to get my 4th try.
Josh Hassani's coming off to...
Played very well.
A very warm welcome here on this touchline.
See Griffiths feed it.
Good scrum here. Griffiths is space out on the right. He plays to D'Agostino. D'Agostino chances his arm and he's over. Max D'Agostino, and he deserves that. He's been the class player, the best player on the park, Max D'Agostino, and he dots it down to get it out to a 13-point ball game, and this match is now dead.
Well, again, great decision by Waverley. Captain Luca Winch to take the scrum on. I thought Moretti was going to hold it at the back. It didn't. It just had to shift through their hands, out through there. And as you said, D'Agostino was in the right place. Here we go. Griffiths clears from the back. Just very simple passing. D'Agostino light on his feet, isn't he? And just through the defence, over in the corner. And I think he's controlled the match all day for Waverley. He's put him in a great field position. His boot has been invaluable to them to maintain that field position. And Moretti, while with 3 tries at number 8, it was D'Agostino rightly putting this game away for Waverley, picking up what would likely be the last try of the match. And that takes Waverley out to a 23 points to 10 win. Score.
It's been a good battle up front, but I must give mention to Max Tilley, the number 9. Yep. He's passing, his distribution from 9 has set the platform for D'Agostino to do what D'Agostino does best.
I think that has been a critical difference. It is going to be full-time after this kick. I think that's been a critical difference. The ball that the 2 halfbacks were getting, Tilley getting ball going forward, made it easier for his outside backs, whereas opposite number Anderson not quite getting such clean ball. And there's the kick. How is it doing? Not there, but that's full-time.
And there you have it. Waverley secure the Barbour Cup Grand Final of 2022, 23 points to 10 over colleagues. It was 4 tries to 2 For Waverley, 3 tries to Moretti. He was outstanding at number 8, and 1 try to the number 10, Max D'Agostino. They could only land 1 penalty goal from their 5 attempts, making up their 23 points. And for colleagues, it was tries through Duff and Ridley and unsuccessful conversions to the skipper, Charlie Woodhouse. But Morrow, a comprehensive performance, and I dare say Waverley were rightly and deserved winners of the Barbour Cup for 2022.
Well, I was just reading through the team list again there, Hamo, and the number of times we called all of those players, not just some, all of them contributing to Waverley's win here. It started up front with a very solid set-piece scrum. Their line-out was simple but really effective. Tilly, we've just mentioned, because of the ball he was able to distribute. And then you look through there, the chase by Maguire to shut down the colleagues' defence in the first half. Moores, his run with D'Agostino and his connection. Then you have the 2 centres, Kai Hill and Patrick White, really connecting in the midfield. Every one of them, I better not leave one guy out, Connor Fitzgerald, the other winger in the back line. Every one of them connecting with each other, and that was, I think, the difference between, in the 2 very good sides, that's where they were matched. But Waverley, just that step bigger in each position.
And these are terrific scenes. Special mention also to their coach, the Waverley coach, Sam Johnson. He's done a terrific job with this side. They only narrowly just got through last weekend against St Pat's via a 17-all draw.
And they're lucky to get that. But you make your own luck, don't you, Homer? Make your own luck.
And if we look through the colleagues' side, thought Charlie Woodhouse was good. So too Sam Ridley in the outside channels when they were lucky enough to get ball, time and space to Ridley. He looked dangerous. He laid on a nice try to Duff early in the second half, and he scored one himself in the 61st minute down the left-hand side. But unfortunately, Ridley and Waterhouse had limited opportunities with good, consistent front foot ball.
Yeah, and the 2 players for me that stand out for Collie, and I thought they had outstanding games, was Zinzan Still, the number 3, who did so much hard work all around the field. He did it in the tight. He's obviously doing it in the set-piece plays, but he's doing it in the loose as well. He was outstanding. He's supported so well by Oscar Chiel, who got around the field, made some great impact, and really got some good, solid defence going for colleagues. Made some good breakdown differences, able to slow down Waverley's ball occasionally. Those 2, I thought, were outstanding for them. But again, 2 good teams coming together, 2 good teams battling it out, just the edge favouring Waverley, and Waverley took it home by 23 points to 10.
So there you have it, Barbour Cup winners for 2022 are the Waverley boys. What a great night it'll be down in Bondi as we see some of the highlights. And there is a beautiful try that we saw in the second half, early in the second half, to Duff down the right-hand side. But that...
Play of the game. Just play of the game. Agostino makes his way up. Watch this pass to his outside runner, Maguire. Just drew the defence, created the space. Now he's looking for supporters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Waverley supporters. Just a hand in the way, just not quite getting there in time. And then we see Hassani, Allen, who had an outstanding game as well. Get that ball back for Papali, the back. This is Moretti's 3rd try. Moretti's just looming in that pack still. Somehow gets out into a good attacking position. Loved D'Agostino going in to add his weight. Moretti now hunting, spelling, shifting, 1 jump over. Makes it his 3rd try today. A hat-trick in a grand final. He'll remember today for a long while.
He will never forget the 17th of September 2022 when he scored 3 tries to win and secure a Barbour Cup grand final. And this was a telling play as well. I think this is the knock-on from Oscar Chiel, right on the Waverley line. And Angus Cameron was right on the spot to adjudicate that. Angus Cameron, we should just point out, had a great grand final. Often we overlook the officials. It's not just a grand final for the players and the coaches. It's a grand final for these referees and assistant referees, who I thought the 3 of them did a terrific job.
Yeah, they had some tough rulings to make too, and they did it so well. Here's the final try. D'Agostino, again, light on his feet, just threw a defence that was worn out in the end, and knew that that was going to win Waverley the Barbour Cup. And well done to the try scorers there. Moretti with 3. We saw Fitzgerald with the penalty goal, and D'Agostino just there finishing off. And as I say again, disappointing for colleagues, no doubt. They should be very proud of the way they played, but just that little edge going across the field, just favouring that Waverley side, and a terrific Barbour grand final.
So that kicks off a huge day for us here at TG Milner. Stay with us for the 120 fixture that will see the Barbour Cup grand final between Waverley and St Pat's, and then 3 o'clock, the main game, the Kentwell Cup, will see the minor premiers colleagues up against the newly promoted Hunters Hill, all live and exclusive to New South Wales Rugby TV. Hamish Bayliss and John Morrison here in commentary. We will take a short break. We'll be back for the 1:20 fixture that will see Waverley up against St Pat's. Hope you're enjoying all the action. It's grand final day, live and exclusive to New South Wales Rugby TV from TG Milner Field.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance at the Barbour Cup Colts Grand 22. Won today by Waverley. Congratulations to both teams, Waverley in particular, for their victory.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get the presentation started for the Barbour Cup Grand Final. I'd like to introduce to you Peter Pettit, the granddaughter of David Barbour, for whom the trophy is named. And we'll start by thanking our match officials, today's ARs, Jack Larkin and Hamish Mackay. Take that. And today's referee, Gus Cameron. And now if I could call on the colleagues captain to come up and say a few words. Charlie Woodhouse.
Yeah, just congrats to the Waverley boys. You're a good team all year, so you probably deserved it. Unlucky to our boys. We gave it all we got. We'll be back next year. Give it some more. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. And now, the captain of the 2022 Barbour Cup Premiers.
Yeah, the witch, brah!
We're all dying to hear from you, buddy. Come back.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of myself and the Waverley team, I'd just like to thank all the staff out here at Eastwood for putting on a great day, and everyone from Subbies Rugby. Thank you for coming, colleagues. It was a great game. Always a tough opponent, but credit to the boys today. They ripped in. We fucking won the grand final. Excuse my language, but
Well done. Congratulations. That wraps up the Barbour Cup for 2022. We'll be back here next year. And we start very shortly again in the Barbour Cup, kicking off in 10 minutes. Waverley versus